Alright, so I want to give you an update with regards to how things are progressing with my lower back injury, and this is pretty much week 3 in terms of the recovery process, or at least since I started going to the physio. So as an update to the previous video where I was showing you the various exercises that have been prescribed, I've been given some additional exercises to do, and we'll go through those in this video. But I just want to give you a bit of an update as to how things are progressing with the lower back. I wouldn't say there's been a huge improvement. I'm still getting some lower back pain, which is unfortunate. But maybe that's because I've been overdoing it, and I've been triggering the back by pushing it a little harder than what I'm supposed to do. Admittedly, they've given me 3 exercises to do and 3 sets of each, but I've been doing the other exercises that they gave me a couple of weeks ago as well. So in actual fact, I'm not doing 3, I'm doing probably 5 or 6 different types of exercises. So I'm putting a bit more strain on the back than probably what I'm supposed to be doing. Again, I think the reasoning behind that is because I want to recover as soon as I can, and me thinking that doing more is going to result in a better outcome is probably not the right way of thinking about it. So for you out there that are maybe trying to push the envelope a little bit to get that little bit of extra strength into your lower back, maybe think twice about it. And just maybe stick to the program that your physiotherapist or your exercise physiologist has given you. As you know, I'm a bit of a martial artist. I wouldn't say a bit, probably do a lot more martial arts than some. My background is Wing Chun Kung Fu, kickboxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So for those of you who I don't know and I haven't spoken to before, I'm a Red Sash, which is a master in Wing Chun Kung Fu. I've been practicing for the last 35 years, and in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu I've been practicing for about coming on to 12 years. Haven't progressed as fast as maybe I should have in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because I was focusing on my Wing Chun, but I am ranked currently a 2nd stripe purple belt, and because I've been training for such a long period of time and I've been really pushing myself now in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I think that's contributed to some lower back issues which I'm experiencing at the moment. But really the idea of this channel is to promote Wing Chun Kung Fu and promote the martial arts in general, and talk about how a beginner can progress through the system of Wing Chun, knowing the right way to practice, knowing the right methodology to follow, and also incorporate their learning with some of the fundamentals in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which I think is very important at the beginning, right? Particularly when learning how to defend yourself from being on the ground, but also creating a stable foundation in terms of your stance, understanding distancing correctly, because I think that's paramount. And sometimes we forget about defence and we focus on the attack, and we're looking at the offence versus, you know, having a strong defence. So I'm keen to talk to you and get your opinions about where you think someone should start their journey in martial arts. So on that note, what we'll do is we'll have a look at the exercises that have been prescribed. There's 3 exercises. So the first one is tabletop, and it's a exercise where we rotate the legs outwards to strengthen the hip and the lower back. So we're doing some outward rotations of the hip. The second one is again from tabletop, and it's a march, and we're going to be using the resistance bands to do that. And then the third one we're going to be doing is a static hold. It's a clamshell, and I probably found that one probably the most difficult. So let's have a look at them, let's run through them and see how we go. Alright, so we're going to be doing this from tabletop, and I've got my trusty sack of bands, and I'm going to be using probably a heavy for this one. So there's my extra heavy, there's my, I'll use the yellow, there we go, that's the heavy one. So what we do is we just throw the yellow one on the legs. I'm going to be using a foam roller, and I'm going to be sticking that in between my legs, and we're going to be turning the feet out, holding for 3 seconds, and then bringing it back in. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So it's not easy. It's one of the more difficult ones because you're using your hips and you're turning your hips out while you're pressing the band against your ankles and forcing it out. So a lot of hip rotation and core stability at the same time. All right. So the next exercise we're going to do is tabletop marches. This one's a little bit more fun. I enjoy this one. So again, from tabletop position, we're going to hold the left leg stationary and extend the right leg. Notice the bands around the feet this time. And I'm going to extend the right leg and hold the left leg in position before I retract the right leg, and then from there I alternate and I extend the left leg whilst keeping the right leg stationary, and then bring the left leg back in, and we do 10 of those. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So again, the whole point is keeping the leg stationary while you're extending the other leg out, and that way it's promoting or it's strengthening up the hip flexors and creating a more stable foundation in your lower posterior chain. All right. All right, so this exercise here is the clamshell, and it's a little more challenging than the other 2. So I've done 3 sets of the other 2 exercises now. I want to align my upper leg with my body, so it's in one straight line. And then what I want to do is I want to lift myself up off the ground and then raise my knee, ensuring that my ankle is in line with the knee or a little higher, and then hold for 30 seconds. So I'll retain this position and hold, just constantly shifting, moving, making sure my position's a good position. So this is working the hip, the core, and I'll do this on both sides. And there's 30 seconds. And then I'll turn and I'll do it on the other side as well. So we'll do that. Make sure my alignment's correct. Raise. Okay. All right, so there's 30 seconds on each side. And there you have it, there's the 3 exercises. So I'm going to continue to do those. I'll continue with the other exercises as well that we did last time. And I'll be giving you an update in terms of how things are progressing. What I am noticing at the moment though is I'm still getting pain in the lower back, particularly when I'm sitting up. So when I'm reclined and I'm lying on my back, when I sit up, I do feel that there is some sinew or some ligaments or something that's moving in the lower back, causing a pinching sensation. So I'm not sure if it's a nerve or it's something else. It doesn't happen all the time, it only happens when I'm moving very quickly, right? When I'm sitting up super fast. So I'm just conscious of that at the moment. Things do feel as though they're tightening up and I'm getting a bit more stability, which is positive. But it's still a journey. Look, I've had 4 physiotherapy sessions and I'm going for my 5th this Thursday. And after that, what I think I'll do is continue with the exercise physiology and the exercises. I might get an MRI. What do you think? Do you think it's worth getting an MRI at this stage, or do you think I should just continue with the exercises? Do you think I should see a chiropractor, or do you think I should just stay with my physiotherapist? What do you think? So I'll be very interested to hear what you guys have to say about that. There's probably a lot of you out there that have already been through this, and possibly many martial artists as well that have been through this type of injury. So I think it is an injury that I got from being stacked, possibly from grappling when I had grabbed someone and I was bringing them over, but I was in this position, right? So I grabbed them and brought them over, so maybe that tweaked my midsection and my core and my spine, so we'll see. Anyway, I'll keep you up to speed. Thanks again guys for watching and look forward to speaking with you next time. Ciao.